He fixed the alien dragon princess obsolete alien ship, but never thought. The rain hadn't let up for 3 straight days. The scrapyard where I worked smelled of rust, ozone, and oil, a metallic graveyard of broken machines and forgotten ships. Earth had become a haven for old tech ever since the Federation opened its ports. Most people saw piles of junk. I saw puzzles waiting to be solved. I was elbow deep in the rusted guts of an ancient shuttle when the sensors above the yard blared. A ship was entering unregistered. The AI monitoring system gave a monotone warning, but it wasn't unusual. Smugglers often dumped wreckage here. Still, something about the glow in the sky made me stop. Through the downpour, a ship descended in flames, struggling against gravity like a wounded bird. Its design was unlike anything I'd seen in the catalogs of Federation craft. Scales, yes, scales, covered its hull, shimmering even under the storm. It crash-landed just beyond the yard, the impact shaking the ground beneath my boots. I grabbed my tools and ran. The beginning. The wreck hissed with steam and plasma leaks. Strange glyphs glowed faintly along its sides. My first thought, salvage jackpot. But then a hatch blew open with a guttural hiss, and a figure stumbled out. She was tall, regal, with iridescent eyes that caught the lightning. Her skin had a faint shimmer, almost reptilian yet delicate. A crest of fine, dragon-like horns crowned her head. She clutched her side, clearly injured, when her eyes met mine. She didn't speak Federation standard, but something older, musical, almost like a growl woven into words. Still, the desperation in her gaze transcended language. She collapsed. I caught her before she hit the mud. "Don't worry," I muttered, half to myself. "You're safe now." I had no idea then just how wrong or right I was. Middle, the ship and the princess. I hauled her into my workshop. The medbot scanned her vitals and blinked nervously. Her physiology was unlike anything it had data on. I improvised, patching her wounds the old-fashioned way with bandages and nanogel. Hours later, she stirred. Her voice was husky but commanding. "You fixed me? Kept you from bleeding out. The name's Rin. Mechanic. You crash-landed in my yard." She sat upright, wincing. "I am Princess Saren of the Draconis dynasty. My vessel is sacred. It must fly again." I nearly choked. A princess? Of the Draconis? Rumor said they were half-dragon, half-humanoid beings, proud and isolationist. They hadn't been seen in the Federation for centuries. "Your ship is beyond repair," I started to say. Her sharp eyes burned through me. "No, it can live again. You will help." Despite myself, I was intrigued. The ship outside wasn't just a vessel, it was alive. Its hull shifted faintly, breathing like scales flexing. The crash had torn through its wing structures and fried its core systems. Working on it was like operating on a massive, wounded beast. Its circuits were organic, veins of glowing ichor instead of wires. It rejected my tools at first, sealing wounds on its own, hissing whenever I probed too deep. Saren knelt beside it, speaking to it in her tongue, soothing it like one might calm a frightened animal. To my amazement, the ship responded, loosening, allowing me to connect my diagnostic arrays. "It is called Kitharus," she explained, "an heirloom vessel of my bloodline. You must honor it. I usually just weld scrap and rewire circuits, Your Highness." I muttered, but there was no turning back. Deeper bonds. Days turned to weeks as I worked tirelessly. I had to invent hybrid tools, merging human tech with alien biotech, to repair Kitharus. Saren worked alongside me, her regal composure softening as she watched me puzzle out solutions. She was unlike anyone I'd met. Proud, yes, but also curious. She asked about Earth, its people, its wars, its music. Sometimes she'd laugh, a sound like bells echoing in a cavern. Other times, her eyes grew distant, as though weighed by burdens I couldn't fathom. One night, while adjusting a fractured plasma spine inside the ship, I slipped and nearly fried myself. Saren pulled me back, her claws digging into my arm as she held me steady. "You risk too much," she said. "It's what I do. Fix things others think are beyond saving." Her gaze softened. "Even people?" That question lingered in the air between us. The truth revealed. Kitharus near completion when I noticed strange signals pinging around the scrapyard. Not random noise, targeted scans. Someone was looking for Saren. I confronted her. "What aren't you telling me? Who's after you?" She hesitated, then spoke with a weight that silenced the storm outside. "My dynasty is fractured. My father, the emperor, has fallen. I am the last heir. A coup, led by warlords, hunts me. If they find me, they will claim Kitharus, and with it, the legacy of Dracones." I staggered. "So, you're not just a princess. You're the last chance your people have." Her silence confirmed it. The scans grew closer with each passing day. Federation patrols? Warlord scouts? I couldn't tell, but the yard was no longer safe. I doubled my efforts. Saren matched me, working tirelessly. At times, she sang to the ship ancient songs that made its core glow brighter, its wounds sealing faster. It wasn't just a vessel. It was family to her. The final flight. The night Kitharus powered up again. Its wings unfurled like a dragon stretching after a long slumber. The ground trembled as its engines, if you could call them that, ignited with a low, guttural roar. But before we could celebrate, alarms blared. A fleet of sleek, predatory ships descended through the clouds. Not Federation. Warlord hunters. "Go!" I shouted. "Take off. Get out of here." Saren grabbed my arm. "Not without you. You repaired Kitharus. You are bound to it now. It will not fly without you." "What?" I blinked. Kitharus' core pulsed, syncing with my biosignature. Somehow, through weeks of work, it had imprinted on me as much as on her. We had no choice. I sprinted aboard, the ship's interior sealing around me like a second skin. Saren sat at the helm, her claws dancing over living controls. The hunters opened fire. Plasma bolts rained down, but Kitharus roared defiantly, shields flaring. We soared into the stormy sky, weaving between lightning as if the heavens themselves fought alongside us. Inside, I manned secondary systems, rerouting power, stabilizing ruptures. The bond between us, the mechanic, the princess, and the living ship, was absolute. Together, we outmaneuvered the hunters. Saren unleashed a dragon fire weapon, a beam of searing energy that tore through the enemy fleet. The rest scattered. For the first time since I met her, Saren smiled. Not the guarded smile of royalty, but one of pure relief. Ending a new path. We landed hours later on a remote moon, the danger temporarily behind us. Saren stood at the viewport, the galaxy stretching wide before us. "You could stay on Earth," I offered quietly. "Lay low. Let the war pass." She shook her head. "My people need me, but I cannot do this alone." Her gaze locked with mine. "Will you come with me, Rin? You fixed more than just Kitharus. You restored hope." I thought of my scrapyard, the endless piles of rust and ruin, a lonely life of fixing things that would never fly again. And then I thought of Saren, of Kitharus, of a destiny I never imagined. I smiled. "Guess I'm your mechanic now, princess." Kitharus rumbled beneath us, as if approving. Together, we launched back into the stars, toward battles, toward unknown worlds, toward a future neither of us could predict. I had fixed an obsolete alien ship, but I had never thought I'd find a purpose and a princess along the way.